Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another review of another loss. Pompey seem to be doing this to me too often and to our fans too often. We gave ourselves some false hope with a win over Oxford last week. We then drew at home to Gillingham in what was awful, but it was nothing compared to last night's performance. Just weren't good enough, personally. I just don't think that Pompey team could cope with Doncaster. We didn't seem like we were bothered too much. Normally you see Pompey, especially this season, fighting for the shirt, looking passionate, screaming at each other, not getting into it. If they're not playing well, then they'll all be there going, right lads, sort this out. Yesterday it seemed to be like, I'll turn around and there's a Doncaster player, oh no. There was too many sloppy passes as well. But I didn't know if anyone else picked up on it, but I kept seeing players turn out and pass to nothing. To Doncaster players, to the edge of the pitch, just looking as if they didn't know who they were meant to be passing to. The goal that came as well was pretty much against the run of play, I'd say. Yes, they had a good spell, but we were the better team for the first 10 minutes before that goal, I'd say, overall. It wasn't a very good goal, though. He just unmarked at the back post. He managed to finish it off. And then, well, it was a good finish, don't get me wrong, but not a great goal from our point of view. Then Okenabirhie got one into the box, smashed it above Craig McGillivray into the back of the net. And then Marquis chested one down and put it top corner. I'll put the clips above me now to play wherever it goes. Of the goals, because I'll be talking over them, but simply not good enough. I think that's the way you got to put it. I said you can't afford to drop points. We've not just dropped points, we've lost. And losing a game against a promotion rival isn't good enough. I don't care where you are in the league. If you want to be going up, you cannot lose to any of your promotion rivals. Not once, not twice, not any times. Doncaster have taken 6 points off us this season. They beat us 1-0 at home, 2-1 away. That's just simply like... No matter what you say to me, that isn't good enough. And whether or not you want to say, yeah, but, it's avoidable, you can lose to them if you want to come back from it. We don't come back from it. That's our problem. It has been all season, is that we struggle to come back from it. Pompey, in 2 years under Jackett, have not won a game from behind. That continues after yesterday. When we go behind in games, we have not won one in 2 years. That is something, as a football club, you need to look at and realise, well, hold on a minute, we actually do need to be winning games here. You can go 1-0 down the first minute, and if you can't get a goal back, surely you've got to know that if you go behind, you know that you can still win the game. At Pompey at the minute, it seems like we go behind and it's like, oh, well, that's game done. You still have hope, but it's game done, really, isn't it? Lots of people call him for Jackett's head, which is what I'll move on to now. Personally, I think he does have to go now. I know his contract runs out in June, but if we want to save this season, Jackett needs to go. I think personally, if we leave him in charge, we're going to end up 7th, 8th in the league because we're simply not good enough to get playoffs. However, if you have a little switch around, you sack him, you pay him off, you bring someone else in, whether that's someone out of work at the minute or whether you pay a club to have their manager, or even if you give someone a first chance just to come into management, it's a free hit. Have a go. If you're not good enough, we can get a new manager in the summer and rebuild. I think even if David James wants to give it a go, let him have it. Let him have a go. Get to the end of the season, if we've got the playoffs, then they can have a go at the playoffs. If we lose them, then you go into the summer and you think, right, rebuild. A lot of players will leave if we're still in League One, so you can build a new central of the squad. Build it around a couple of squad members. I think our dip in form has coincided as well with the recent annunciation of the wage cap not going to stay. Maybe they're not fighting anymore because they know that they can get new contracts in League One. But I think overall, as a performance, as a Pompey performance, as a footballing performance, it wasn't good enough yesterday. I don't think anyone can back them up. I know the players didn't play well, but ultimately, are you going to play well if you're playing a new formation? I don't know why you go into such an important game playing a completely new system. We've only played it once, and that was at Southend in the Cup, where Southend had 2 keepers on the bench and were struggling to put a team out. Pompey have not played it before. And you go to a team that can exploit normal teams with a team that's going to be a bit shaken, not knowing really their positions after only a week of training it. If you want to go in and beat Donny, you play your 4-4-2, you play the way you know and you play it around them. You do not change to play defensive or to play attack. You just leave it as it is. Maybe you change that against a team like Northampton or Gillingham where you're kind of not sure about them, so you go at them. Not against Donny. Donny know what to do. Donny are a very good side. But I don't want to keep going, oh yeah, it's happening again, oh yeah, it's happening again. I think the title of this video is probably going to be Get Jackett Gone, because I personally think that's what has to happen. But we'll move through the rest of the league now. Gillingham beat MK Dons 3-2 at Priestfield. Charlton travelled to the DW Stadium, home of Wigan, and won 1-0. Accrington hosted Ipswich. Ipswich running out as 2-1 winners there in Paul Cook's first game in charge. They can now catch us nearly. Blackpool, they hosted Crewe and drew 1-1. Burton beat Bristol Rovers 1-0 in a key relegation battling fight. Doncaster beat Portsmouth 2-1 at the Keepmoat. Hull beat Rochdale 2-0 at home. Fleetwood travelled to Lincoln, high-flying Lincoln, and beat them 2 goals to... Well, the camera fell off its stand there, sorry. It hasn't disconnected as it normally does. It fell off its stand and nearly hit me in the head. But anyway, we were talking about the League One fixtures. My iPad has scrolled itself down. Lincoln obviously losing 2-1 at home to Fleetwood. Northampton, they hosted Plymouth and got a 2-0 win. Top of the league, Peterborough travelled to the Kassam, home of Oxford, and got a 0-0 draw. Shrewsbury held Wimbledon 1-1. And Sunderland beat lowly Swindon 1-0. Another Charlie White goal there. We'll look at the league table now. I think that's something that you need to kind of discuss in these kind of videos. Peterborough lead the way, 62 points, having played 31 games. Hull having played 2 games more with 33 games played, on 3 points less as well, 59 points for them. Lincoln and Sunderland and Portsmouth all played 31 in the next positions with 57, 54 and 52 points respectively. Then Doncaster hold 2 games at hand on them all with the same points as Portsmouth on 52. Ipswich then sits 7th, 30 games played, 50 points. They can overtake Pompey with their game in hand. Accrington 8th, 47 points, 30 games played, can close the gap on Pompey with the game in hand. Charlton 32 games played, 47 points. But we'll move down a little bit. We're not going to go to the bottom of the table. We're just going to look at Blackpool. We said a few weeks ago when we lost to them, they'll be mid-table. With their games in hand, they can go practically above us. They can go on 53 points with their games in hand on us. We're on 52. We could end up 7th or 8th here. Not necessarily out of the playoffs. We could end up dropping if we don't sort it out. We'll look at the bottom end of the table now. We're going to lead the way. We're going to rock the bottom of the league on 27 points after 32 games. Rochdale 23rd, having played 32 games, 28 points. Northampton and Wimbledon are both on 29 points respectively in 22nd and 21st, having played 2 games different to each other. Bristol Rovers are 20th, having played 31, 30 points there. Swindon on 31 points, the same as Burton above them, but they have 30 games played, and then Shrewsbury still hold at 7 points advantage. But I just want to finish this video. We will put a thing from Dad.
Nice game. Well, where to start? I thought we were abysmal from the start, basically to the end. Devoid of creating any chances. No one really wants to seem to play for the badge. There's no commitment. There's no effort. The tactics from the manager are shocking. Players that before Christmas were firing on form seem to have no confidence or no self-belief. Something's going to have to change fast, because otherwise I don't even think we're going to make the playoffs. Teams like Ipswich have started to win. They're only 2 points behind us now. Oxford are picking up points. Sunderland have just gone ahead of us last night. Doncaster are now joint on points with us, but have played 2 games less. Unless we go on a run and win 5 or 6 on the bounce, I don't even think we're going to make the playoffs at the moment. It's so painful to watch. I'm not usually a man to vent my anger out on the manager, because it's the player's fault as well, but he's got to take some responsibility, and he's got to go. He's got to go. I don't think he will go, but I think he has to go. And also the players have got to take some responsibility out there. The performances at the moment are absolutely terrible, and it's terrible. It's awful to watch. Going from side to side, we can't keep the ball. We can't create any chances. We're conceding sloppy goals. Some of it's like Sunday League Park football you're watching, and that's just not good enough. Anyway, hopefully we can turn it around on Saturday, but I'm not hoping. Keeping my hopes up on that one. Northampton had a good result last night. They beat Plymouth 2-0, so that's not going to be an easy game either. And then we're playing Sunderland on Tuesday, which is going to be even harder. So unless things change dramatically, I could see this being a bad season. Take it.
But I think everyone will agree here that it simply isn't good enough. Now, I said the Pompey cast would be returning. We're going to find a way as soon as possible to get that recorded today, hopefully out for tomorrow, or out for Friday or something. We will find a way of doing it. But I think that is where this video is going to basically end. Thank you for watching. I know it's a painful one to watch. Let me know down below what you think ahead of the next games, what you think for Pompey in the future. If you're Doncaster fans watching, I reckon you probably will go up now. I said you wouldn't. But after that, you got a confidence boost, you got games in hand, fair play to you. We're not going up. Simple as that. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like the video. Can we get 10 likes on this and subscribe to the channel if you are new. See you in the next one.